Get out your pitchforks, people. Angry mobs are the latest American fashion. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Right now, the United States is going through a period of tumult. People are unhappy with the direction of the economy, Trump's abuse of power, Elon Musk's crack-headed role in the government, and the general cost of living. And don't believe the memes? I went to the grocery store last night, and eggs are still $15 a dozen. To some extent, the United States is in a position of transition, as is the rest of the world. The global economy has changed the way economics work. The internet has changed the way we communicate with one another, not to mention the speed with which lies and misinformation travel. And authoritarianism is on the rise everywhere. People have no patience for government business moving at a glacial or cautious pace. They want things done, and they want them done now. That's an observation, not a defense. And that's certainly true here in the United States. 20 long years of Mitch McConnell and Republican obstructionism, plus bureaucratic slowdowns, have made Americans restless and wary of compromise. Donald Trump, for better and worse, has approached his agenda with ruthlessness, aggression, and threats against his fellow government officials. He's trying to fulfill campaign promises, but as with everything in the Trump era, he creates more chaos than anything else. And Americans are fed up with it. They're fed up with Trump's stupidity, his abuses of power, his intimidation of critics, and his boneheaded tariff plan that has caused the stock market to plummet. It's like he's holding Lady Liberty hostage in a wheelchair, threatening to toss her off a cliff. And Americans hate it. For you international viewers, believe me on this point, the American people hate what's going on. How else to explain the protests and near riots at town hall meetings? Take a look.
Whether you like it or not, you
show it to us. Make it public.
That is that. I appreciate your work at the IRS. This is kind of a repeat question. Karen says, why is an unelected person allowed to hire, fire government employees? I'll take one of these. Where's Karen that asked this question? Karen? Thank you, Karen. Karen says, why is an unelected person allowed to hire, fire government employees? I'm going to take...
Okay, let's talk about this. So your proposal to solve this is to tax the rich.
Don't expect those tense exchanges to relax anytime soon, either. The latest government official to encounter such a reception from his constituents? Senator Chuck Grassley, Republican of Iowa. Grassley is the nation's oldest senator at 91, and that says something. And he's been a reliable conservative vote since joining the Senate in 1981. He's also moved rightward in the Trump era. He opposes the Affordable Care Act and marriage equality. He supported Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. He's opposed investigations into Russian election interference and the January 6th insurrection, and opposed Trump's impeachment both times. This, after Grassley was one of the many members of Congress who had to run for his life on January 6th. Interesting priorities there, Chuck. And it seems like Iowans are finally sick of it. While speaking at a town hall this week, Grassley is known for visiting every Iowa county to speak with his constituents. This happened.
That Congress has created and in violation of the Constitution. My question to you is, why do you believe that President Trump is above the law? And I'll just reinforce what other people have been saying here. Why have you not spoken out for it? Yeah. And we have trusted you with our votes. We have sent you to Congress for decades. We expect you to follow through for what we Iowans really want our government to do, and not to have a federal government that is being dismantled by this President Trump and Elon Musk.
Yeah, I know.
Please stand up for what's right and do your jobs.
Your statement gives me a wonderful opportunity to explain to you that constantly, every time I go from my office to the Senate floor, there's journalists not by the dozens, but by a couple dozen, that are there to ask me questions all the time. And I take time to answer their questions. And I never see anything in print that I ever say to them. So I have to assume that you don't get a chance unless you do a vast amount of reading, that you'd ever see anything that I say to the journalists in Washington, D.C. So this is why on a weekend I put out something on my website called The Scoop that carries all the things that I have said or speeches I give on the floor of the United States Senate or press releases.
Notice how Grassley actually dodged the question there? He has the full opportunity to speak truth to his voters and instead blames the media. Classic move, Chuckles. Well, since he's claiming the media doesn't report enough on him, as a member of the media myself, allow me to throw out a few more tender tidbits about Senator Grassley. Grassley's largest campaign contributors have been Blue Cross Blue Shield, the insurance company, Amgen, a biotech company, and the bank Wells Fargo. So no wonder he opposes the Affordable Care Act or financial regulation. He supported a bill that would make it illegal to boycott Israel over its invasion of Gaza. He opposed visas for foreigners who have worked for or aided the American military in places like Afghanistan. Following the 2016 Pulse massacre, he lobbied for less gun restrictions on mentally ill people. And he is too spineless to impeach a president who sparked a violent insurrection that actually threatened his life. What a guy! It's time for invertebrate fossils like Grassley to pack it up and go home. There is a whole new generation of American public servants, or given Grassley's age, like 4 new generations, that will do more to protect his constituents and root out corruption in government. And if this town hall is any indication, Grassley's days are numbered. Watch out for the pitchforks. I'm David Reddish.